Students will soon be back in class across Metro Detroit, whether in person or online. And that could be a big source of stress for kids. But being prepared can help them feel ready. Here with some advice on getting organized for online classes and for homework is Andrea Wolf, founder of Organize Detroit. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Hey, thank you for having me.
All right, so let's get right into it. What is the first thing kids should do when they start to create their own little home workspace?
Well, I think even before they start to create it, I think that they have to determine a spot for it, which I feel like is something that is worth having a conversation about, letting the kids be part of it. Determine, most likely if they're at a younger age, it shouldn't maybe be in the bedroom. Determine exactly together where that spot's going to be. Once that spot has been determined, at that point, I think you start to look at the area and say, okay, what do we have to move out to create an atmosphere that's inviting, that's workable, that the kids will get excited and feel clear-headed and motivated to be at.
How important is it for them to have their own space, though? Like, instead of blending it into the living room or something else?
I think it's really important. I know with my girls at home, I think that the consistency of creating a new normal is important. So having a spot that is designated, it's kind of like you go to school and you leave school. So you go to your area and you can take a break when you're not online. You can go for lunch and you can come back to your area the next day. I think it's important to keep the consistency.
Well, let's talk about keeping that space organized, because organization and kids don't really go hand in hand, period. But this space should be organized.
It should be. And I feel like right now it's most important to get, when you're sitting down and determining that space, clear it out. You got to look at this area with a blank space. So that is, it's this time of year, kind of clear it out from the clutter that has been created that is not part of your kid's daily schedule. And at that point, I think it's important that you have conversations with your kids and determine you need something for papers, you need something for pens and pencils, you need something for a drawing space, and possibly even good lighting. So I think that those things are important to start off with. I have said to many of my clients, don't think that you're going to set up this space from the get-go exactly the way it's going to be. You kind of have to work with it, and in the first couple of weeks when the kids have spoken with the teachers and they know what is going to be needed from them, then at that point it might be necessary to go purchase some other things. Don't go out and buy too much. Start with bare minimum, and then at that point you can add to it to create the space that's going to be most useful.
And Andrea, my oldest is 5 years old, and he's going to be in kindergarten this fall, and the school district we're in is going virtual. So what advice do you have for the younger kids who have to work from home?
I think that's probably, in my opinion, the most difficult age right now. Is not only are they starting school, but they're starting it virtually. So my biggest thing I have another client who's in the same situation, and we want to get their kids excited, just as excited as they were to be starting kindergarten in a school. You want to get them excited about going to their area in the house. It's going to be virtual school. So again, I don't think too much clutter. I think clearing it out and giving them, really defining the space for them is going to be important. Having the tools that are necessary for them, so the pens, the paper, and really kind of let them have some input on it and what makes them excited. Again, I would add into it. It's easier to add than to take away, because once you have that clutter accumulating, it's harder to, disperse of that. So start with something clean and simple, maybe get them excited. And add into it.
All right, thank you so much, Andrea. We had some tips also on our full screen. We're going to have that on our website as well. We're going to have all these things that parents need to know. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.